Guys, the 2024 Money in the Bank pay-per-view is this coming weekend. There are 5 matches official, and the show looks stacked as most WWE pay-per-views have looked stacked this entire year. I'm excited for it. I know you're excited for it, so let's get into this card. Now, much like many of you, I don't know what the exact match card order is going to be. We don't know until the show actually starts, but I'm going to go based off of how I would format this match card. Starting off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, featuring Andrade El Idolo, Jey Uso, Chad Gable, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. It's a pretty stacked Money in the Bank ladder match, I think, with the exception of Andrade, no shade to him. But I think outside of him, you can make a case for just about every man in this match winning. I say with the exception of Andrade because he hasn't really been featured in any stories since he's returned. Yeah, he had that little, like, inclusion in the Rey Mysterio Judgment Day feud, but, like, that was very minuscule, and it gave him a WrestleMania match, but that's it. The process of elimination, Andrade has no dog in this fight. He's out. Next person out I'm going to say is Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is my boy and all, but it's just not his time. He just came to the main roster like 2 months ago. I don't think he's winning Money in the Bank. Next one out of here is going to be LA Knight. Seems like we're going to be getting Logan Paul versus LA Knight at SummerSlam, and if that's the direction, then him winning Money in the Bank doesn't really need to happen. And honestly, if he were going to win Money in the Bank, it should have been last year when he was way more over. I feel like 2024 doesn't really seem like the right time anymore. I think we kind of missed the boat on LA Knight being Money in the Bank briefcase winner. So yeah, I think it's an X for him. Next one out is going to be Chad Gable. I don't really understand what the storyline is with him and why he's being targeted by the Wyatt Six. But if that's going to keep happening, him winning Money in the Bank doesn't really seem realistic because he's got to be involved with a feud with them, and they feel very opposite of everything going on with WWE right now, if that makes sense. This would leave Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. Jey Uso's literally on the front of this poster being called Yeet in the Bank. Jey Uso is the most over he has been his entire run, and if there is any time for him to win Money in the Bank, it is right now. Some are saying it would be too predictable if he won Money in the Bank. And I don't think he would be too wrong in saying that. But I don't think he wins. I think Drew McIntyre is taking it. Now, you're probably going to ask, why not Jey Uso? And I don't have anything against Jey Uso. I just think that Drew winning is part of a bigger plan, which I will get into a bit later on. But for right now, just trust the process. I got Drew McIntyre winning. Following this match will be Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker has been on a tirade since coming to Monday Night Raw. I mean, taking out Ricochet, taking out multiple men, being in squash matches. I honestly thought it was very soon for him to be getting this match against Sami Zayn. I would have held off until SummerSlam, maybe a little bit later on, but SummerSlam at the earliest. Because if they would have held off, I would have said easily Braun Breaker should be winning. And I would even say Braun Breaker should be winning now. I just don't get the sense he is winning this match. It's not even a, oh, it's too early, it's too soon, he doesn't deserve it. There's just a gut feeling I have that Braun Breaker's not winning this match right now. He should. I would put the strap on him. Again, I would have waited until SummerSlam to do it, but I would put the strap on him, but I just don't think it's happening at Money in the Bank. Now, I'm going to say something that some of y'all may not like, but I'm not really rocking with Sami Zayn beating all these guys that I like. I mean, first he beat Gunther at WrestleMania, and I wasn't really that crazy about that. I thought it should have been Chad Gable beating Gunther, so I wasn't really crazy about that, but it was a cool WrestleMania moment that I was there for, and the match was great. I wasn't really crying about it, but still, wouldn't have had him beat Gunther. Then he beat Chad Gable like 2 times. 3 if he being for real. Now he's going into a match of Braun Breaker. I mean, listen. I get Sami Zayn's the babyface here, but stop putting him up against heels that should be going over. Like, are they trying to make me boo Sami Zayn? Because I don't want to. But I feel like I'm getting to this point, like slowly but surely. They can stop this. They can stop this by having him lose to Braun Breaker. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, Sami Zayn retains. Following that up is going to be the 6-man tag team ladder match. Team Cody Rhodes, the Legacy 2.0 of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus Bloodline 2.0's Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and the debuting Jacob Fatu. By the way, the poster placement in this is very weird because it looks like it's a 4-on-3. Like, just the way that Tonga Loa's positioned in the poster, it looks like a 4-on-3 match. I don't know why they did it that way, but okay. Now this match I think is the easiest to predict of the entire night. Been leaning heavy in this direction of Solo Sikoa being a leader of the bloodline. Obviously it's building to a Roman Reigns return in the future, but there's been a lot of back and forth between he and Cody Rhodes over the last month. I think it's very apparent that they're building up Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. The biggest way, the fastest way really for us to get to that point is to have Solo Sikoa pin Cody Rhodes in this match. Now Jacob Fatu's got to make a big splash. He already made a big splash in his debut when he laid out all 3 men on the opposite team. And I mean, he needs to be mowing down everybody whenever he's in the ring. I don't know exactly what Jacob Fatu does at SummerSlam because obviously the tag team is Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I could easily see them going after the tag team championships in the near future when DIY wins, and I think they should be winning this Friday on SmackDown. So maybe, just maybe, LA Knight wins at SummerSlam and Jacob Fatu takes the title off of him. I know it's a pro wrestling trope to put every single championship on the faction. I know, but we already saw this with the Bloodline 2 years ago, Roman Reigns holding the World and the Universal, and then the Usos holding both tag titles. So, I mean, if it's going to be Bloodline 2.0, might as well do that shit again. Run it back. Yeah, sticking to my guns here. I got Bloodline 2.0 winning with Solo Sikoa pinning Cody Rhodes. Then we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this one is a little harder to guess. Not as tough, but just a little bit more. Because there are viable contenders in here that really should be winning. Much like the men's, you can make a case for everybody in this match except for one, and Zoe Starks, and I'm not trying to shade her, but like Zoe winning is kind of like. But let's do a little process of elimination, shall we? Get Zoe Starks out of there. I mean, it should have been Dakota in the first place, but her winning would just be, what? The next one I gotta go is Bird Girl. Lyra Valkyria is cool with me, but I just don't see her winning Money in the Bank. That's really all the explanation you need. I don't see her winning. Now, once you narrow it down to these 4, that's when it starts to get a little bit tough. The next one I'm going to take out, though, is Chelsea Green. Now, listen. I won't be mad if she wins. If anything, I would pop big if she won because it would be shocking, and I think, you know, she's a funny character, and I would like to see what she does with the briefcase. But she's also been, like, comedy relief for the women's division, which is why I don't see her actually winning it. But again, I won't be mad if she does. But she's not winning it. Leaving us with 3, the next out is going to be Io Sky. Now, the last time we saw a repeat Money in the Bank briefcase winner was CM Punk back in WrestleMania 24 or 25, 08 and 09. Long time ago. And we did see a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner in Cody Rhodes, 2023, 2024. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Io Sky could be the next person to do a back-to-back. But, like, why? Why would she back-to-back win it? She already had her moment. There's not really any benefit to her winning again, so I think she's got to be out next. That leaves us with Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Both women have a strong case for winning Money in the Bank. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I feel like they've low-key iced Tiffany Stratton over the last month. Now, I don't know if it was to cool her off from the whole Jade Cargill situation, if y'all know what happened there, or if it was just because they had nothing planned for her, but she seemed a little cold for the last month. Naomi's been kind of twiddling her thumbs as well, but she's been intertwined with Bayley ever since she returned at the Royal Rumble. You would think if anybody should be winning Money in the Bank, it should be somebody who's involved in some way with the current women's champion. That all being said, I think it's going to be Tiffany. Tiffany in the Bank has been my pick for Money in the Bank winner since the very beginning of the year. Like, the very beginning of the year. And I just can't go back on that pick. That's been my pick for months now. I think Tiffany Bank is a real thing. Who she cashes in on, I think it's going to be Bayley. When that is, I don't know. Just don't let it be the night of. Well, it can't be because Bayley's not going to be there, but you get the point. Tiffany Bank. Main event of the evening, Damian Priest defends his World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. Wouldn't be the first time that a singles match main events Money in the Bank, so this should not be a shocking concept to anybody. But the reason why I would have this main event is because Damian Priest and Seth Rollins have history in being a part of WrestleMania 40. It was Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins opening WrestleMania 40 that led to Damian Priest cashing in on Drew McIntyre to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Damian and Seth didn't have any interaction between that period of time, but drawing back to it is how we got here. I would have Drew McIntyre midway through this match cash in the same way Seth Rollins cashed in midway through his WrestleMania 31 match, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Make it a triple threat match. Have Drew ready and primed to win, and then CM Punk interferes. Costs Drew the match, which he can do since a triple threat is no DQ. Damian Priest hits South of Heaven, pins Drew McIntyre, and retains the title. You can run back Seth and Damian because Seth wasn't pinned. That gives us one step closer to CM Punk versus Drew, which I hope is happening at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. What do you guys think? I'll be live on YouTube for the show. See you there.